Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to review The Lost War by Justin Lee Anderson. The war is over, but something is rotten in the heart of Iden. Demons burn farmland, violent reavers roam the land, and the plague has spread beyond the Black Meadows. Aranok, the king's envoy, is charged with returning a foreign exiled queen to her throne. But as he moves on with his mission, things are just starting to really not add up. The Lost War was actually the winner of the last round of the self-published fantasy blog off, and I bought it a while ago for my Kindle because it was on offer for 99p, which is how they always get me for my Kindle. The opening line to this just pulled me in so quickly. Fuck, the boy was going to get himself killed. But I found the style was so easy to fall into. I was so quickly absorbed into this world, and pages and chapters absolutely flew by, and I didn't notice how much I was reading. I would read a 100-page chunk of this at a time. There are several characters we follow, but first of all we meet Aranok and Alandria. Aranok is the king's envoy and a druid, in this world a magic user. The druid are actually quite distrusted, and this has an impact on a lot of his interactions with people outside of the group that forms. Alandria is his bodyguard, and there is a huge amount of respect between the two. I really enjoyed their interactions with each other. All of the relationships and friendships between the other characters develop so well and so naturally through the book that you really begin to get a sense that they actually do care about each other, even if they don't always trust each other completely at times. The only issue I had is that not all of the characters really felt that distinct. However, Samali, who is a white thorn or a kind of holy knight, had a very distinctive voice, and I really enjoyed reading about her character. Aranok had quite a strong voice as well, but we spend most of the time with his character, and I just enjoyed the group of them all as a whole. The magic system in this world was really quite interesting, and I am a big fan of an interesting magic system. Magic users are called druid, and they have a set skill which forms their sort of area of talents that they can use. We slowly learn about the system through events, and we learn about what the magic users can do and what the limitations are. We do later on have a bit of an info dump about the magic system as it is explained to another character, but it's all information that the reader had been picking up subtly through the rest of the narrative. I do think I was getting quite a good understanding of the magic system through the book to that point. The actual situation of the world where things were at present was built up very quickly at the start of the book. This was handled in quite an interesting way. A lot of information was conveyed very quickly, but it didn't feel like a typical info dump. Aranok and Alandria have been away at war, so of course it's only natural for them to come back and have a conference with the king. And the king explains all the things that have been going on in his kingdom while they have been away. It's all information the characters need and don't have, and the reader needs to understand the place of things and events that are going to happen in the world. It gave across all of the really important details that we need, but it did not feel forced in any way. I really enjoyed experiencing this world and just seeing it unfold. As we visit new places, they are described really well, but without going over the top. Some of the descriptions are very brief, but they are extremely concise, and it's so easy to picture the location of where we are now. I thought the action scenes were really well plotted with some nice tense action, but what I appreciated the most was the immediate aftermath. There is quite a sudden tone shift from the violent, explosive, almost horrific action at times to the stillness and the bewilderment of the aftermath of battle. I really enjoyed the way the two parts of the same event felt. One thing I did notice though was the switching between epithets and names quite frequently. We would have the soldier, the sailor, the envoy, and I just felt like it added a bit of distance and felt a touch impersonal, so there was that disconnect between the reader and the character. It would switch back to names not long after, and then back to epithets, but sometimes characters would have more than one, so there was just a few moments where I just had to think, we're referring to that character now. There is quite a sense of suspicion building through the second half of the book, building into almost outright paranoia before it settles into more of a mystery as we try and figure out why things don't quite feel right. for me, I felt like the ending was a touched rush. There had been so much build-up to the events at the end of the book, and I just felt like the resolution happened just that little bit too easily and conveniently. So I overall really enjoyed The Lost War, and I bought myself a physical copy of it. I've put it away, it's on the very top shelf behind me. I'm planning on reading more of the series, and I cannot wait to see what happens next in this world. If you have read this, I would love to know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all soon.